A world inhabited by powerful and terrifying beasts that can scare anyone. People have the right to make a contract with a chosen animal and use it in battles. Nowadays, such battles, where animals fight against animals, have become commonplace. And the people who control the animals are called, no, not Pokemon trainers, or even Bakugan battle brawlers, as they are called, we have yet to find out. The story begins in Daxia, the city of Qinghong. The streets are littered with advertisements that you can't hide from anywhere. There's a discounted limited edition of the Kunbao beast for you. On the other hand, ads from professional animal tamers with cute instructors who invite those interested to take classes. They even inform you that the best holiday gift is an egg of a rare beast. And you should definitely buy the unique book Postpartum Care for Magical Animals, which is on sale now. It seems like everything in this world is tied to animals. That's why we even meet the main character in a pet store. The protagonist's name is Fang Yuan. He succumbed to the advertisement and agenda and decided to become a tamer 2.5 years ago and only recently graduated from the Animal Tamer Academy. Some special talents the guy doesn't possess. Until now, he still hadn't managed to tame anyone. Therefore, he had a rather difficult time, and he only survived thanks to occasional part-time jobs. All this made him think that he was absolutely worthless, that he was even possibly the most unsuccessful tamer in history. But maybe today all this long losing streak would finally end. After all, it was today that his losing streak ended. He got an invitation from the owner of a pet store. And it's hard to argue with him. Luck has really smiled on him, but hopefully the guy will find a job too. The owner conducts an interview for him, wondering how old he is, whether he knows how to raise mystical animals. All in all, standard questions when applying for a job. Fang Yuan turns out to be quite young. He has just turned 18, and he, as the most honest guy, admits that he did not tame animals. However, you can see from him that he really needs this job, that he openly declares to his potential employer that he is ready to take any job. The main thing is to get the job. But the woman did not particularly like his answer. It turns out that she came to her to get a job as a newcomer who does not even have experience. The guy realized he'd said too much about not having any experience. Spare the guy. He's just out of the academy. He's got no experience. He was just happy to have found a job. The shopkeeper only smiled when she saw his reaction, telling him that newbies are good for her, and agrees to give him the job. But here's her smile is weird. Is it by any chance a job with an extra job in helping the hostess a little? The guy didn't hear anything anymore after she hired him. He was only surprised how quickly he was hired even after his words. The girl immediately says there's no point in wasting time, and it's time to start taming the first mystical beast. Damn, looks like this is the job after all. The guy blushes like a fool and wonders where the beast is. But the girl points out that the guy is such a fool and that the beast is right in front of him. And then his boss turns into a giant snake. The mystical B-rank beast is a bar snake. The guy clearly wasn't expecting this kind of job, cleaning up after animals at most, and then a giant snake appeared in front of him. The serpent entangles the guy's arms and legs. The guy is still too young and inexperienced, but he doesn't seem to like this kind of role-playing. He can understand and accept everything, but it's not for him. And not so long ago he said he was ready for anything. Just give him a job. But even here he did not guess. And who else has bad thoughts then, but not him? The snake attacks him with its huge mouth and tries to eat him. Fang Yuan has already said goodbye to his life. His whole life flew before his eyes before he died. And this guy had not even held hands with a girl yet, and had not had time to do so much in his life. Only part-time jobs were in his life. Suddenly, a sign appears in front of his eyes, informing him that there is a danger to the owner. Classic of Mountains and Seas. System activates defense mode. Classic of Mountains and Seas is a more appropriate title for Shanhai Jing, an ancient Chinese treatise on mystical creatures and phenomena. The book that appeared shone with a golden color. Just a moment ago, the guy was almost in the mouth of the snake. And now he didn't realize where he was at all. And what kind of system is this that provokes such glitches as his? Another beautiful girl appears from somewhere and grabs a book. She tells the guy she's the keeper of the Classic of Mountains and Seas, Bai Zi. Bai Zi is a being who speaks the language of men and can understand the feelings of all things. The beautiful girl congratulates Fang Yuan for officially becoming the master of the Classic of Mountains and Seas. And this book contains the knowledge of countless mystical beings, as well as the guidance he needs to protect himself. The guy didn't seem to be listening very carefully, only looking at the girl with amazing wings, who was like an angel descending towards him. Han Fang even blushed a little bit more because it seems to be the legendary Bai Zhe and how cute she is. Bai Zhe, on the other hand, is not very happy with this kind of attitude, and she's not some kind of animal for him to behave like this. The system reports that the guy gets a rookie award. A beast-taming talisman in the amount of 1 item has been issued. This item can be used once. After using it, you can imprison the beast in the classic of mountains and seas. The guy is still in shock and stares at the golden talisman that appeared out of nowhere. Even a simpleton like him notices that the talisman looks like a simple piece of paper, but it gives off an incredibly powerful aura. The system doesn't give him much time and informs him that the welcoming ceremony is over, which means it's time to bring the guy back to reality, where he finds himself still bound hand and foot by a huge snake, which is about to swallow him. Well, he doesn't have much of a choice, even considering that it's a hallucination, so he decides to use the talisman he just received and puts it on the snake. It was a slow snake. Apparently it wanted to stretch the pleasure with a simple prey. As soon as he put the talisman to the snake, everything was enveloped in golden flames. The snake started wriggling and immediately let go of the guy, who landed normally on the floor. Bai Zhe appeared along with the book in her hands and announced that the seal had been launched. A golden light enveloped the entire space, and the snake began to be drawn into the book that Bai Zhe was holding. Eventually it was finished and the book was closed by Bai Zhe. At the same time, a notification came from the system that Bar Snake had been successfully subdued. Fang Yuan receives a reward for this, Xingtian Qie. Characteristics, Xingtian Qie. Attack 5 stars. Speed 3 stars. The description of the item was that the warrior Xingtian confronted the cruel emperor but was beheaded in battle. After that, he used his navel as his mouth, and his rebellious spirit still roamed the plains. Also, the system reports that Xingtian Gan's shield is waiting to be unlocked. Fang Yuan is excited about his new toy, because not only did he tame the snake, but he also got Xingtian Qi's cool weapon for free. Bai Zhe only sighs because she got such a simpleton, and she would not be happy if she were him, because he was able to do all this only thanks to the talisman to tame the beast. But there is no more talisman, so he has to rely on himself. This prompts Fang Yuan to take a look at his stats. His level is D low. He also has an ability, 2 souls. It's a united soul skill. After looking at his information about himself, he grabs his head and laments that his tamer level has stayed at the same level. He complains about how this happened. Bai Zhe rushes to the rescue and explains to the guy that the subordinate beast's fighting strength, due to the low level of Fang Yuan, is also reduced. Therefore, he must train and raise his own level to subdue other mystic beasts as well. Guy is happy and sneaky that with the lovely Bai Zhe all obstacles are within his reach, and he is looking forward to the adventure. Bai Zhe alone, however, quickly cools the lad's ardor. The girl tells him not to even fantasize about it. She is the guardian of the sacred classic of mountains and seas, so she is not going to participate in any battles. Poor Guy's ready to cry, but then he thinks about how many animals could fit in this book. Bai Zhe reveals the amazing news because theoretically the number of animals he can put in is infinite. This news has affected the guy too much. In the eyes only light and the image of the book, because it is infinite mystical beasts turns out. And then he, as a cunning puppeteer, with the help of this magnificent book, will be able to create his own mighty army. Bai Zhe only notes that a dream is good, but it still needs to be realized somehow. She's not exactly leaving the guy alone. In the future, she's going to train him in taming tactics and teach him how to subdue exotic beasts from classic of mountains and seas, but the rest is up to the guy. The guy seems to have lost his mind. After all, he claims that for his wife Bai Zhe, he is ready to do anything. But the girl is enough, and these words of the guy to make him blush apparently has not talked to anyone for a long time. He wonders what kind of wife she is. She's not a Chinese comic book character of a certain genre. Backing away from the guy's words, the girl wishes him luck in subduing the beasts and decides to hide inside to protect him. The girl opens her wings and everything around her flooded with a golden glow. It was so bright it even blinded the guy. Then turning into a golden color, a beam of golden color headed straight for the guy's chest. This was how Fang Yuan came to know how Bai Zhe would disappear. But it was surprising to the guy that she disappeared so quickly, as if she was in a hurry somewhere. The guy didn't think for long after that and ran home. I wonder how soon the police will come after they find out that the pet store owner is missing. Given the guy's part-time job, it's no wonder he lives on the outskirts of Qinghong. Meanwhile, he gets a visit from some girl along with her guards, and they demand that Fang Yuan come out to them immediately. All this delegation is met by his older sister, Fang Ping. She declares that the guy is not at home, so she wants the visiting people to get out of here immediately. The blonde beauty, Xiao Yuner, a member of the Xiao family. She reports that she has plenty of time, so she will wait for the guy. She complains that it's all because of her father's whim to arrange their marriage. But since she has turned 18, she is now responsible for herself and wants to break the engagement. Her sister stands up for her younger brother and says that why would Xiao Yuner think that she would break up the marriage? The brother is so talented, and Xiao Yuner is no match for him. Xiao Yuner is hurt by such harsh words, as she is the heir to the Xiao family conglomerate, so don't let Fang Ping and her brother open their mouths. The relationship between the girls is definitely intense. Fang Ping doesn't let these words go unheeded because Xiao Yuner apparently forgot that their father sacrificed himself to save Xiao Yuner's father in the great battle of mystical beasts. And if her father didn't save her father, the girl wouldn't even be here. Finally, the culprit behind the whole fight shows up. He puts his foot on the car and notices that the silly daughter of the Xiao family is scuffling again. Xiao Yuner is incredibly angry about all of this, and she is perplexed as to why the guy is being so cocky today. The sister also greets her brother and finds out about the interview. Xiao Yuner finally lends her voice and asks the guy why the jerk called her stupid. Fang Yuan parries that he calls her that because she acts that way. Xiao Yuner doesn't want to stoop to the guy's level and demands that he break off their engagement immediately. Fang Yuan only reflects on the fact that all the short stories he's read have a cool protagonist, and a tsundere wanting to break it off. All of this leads him to think that it looks like he's the cool protagonist in this story. He confesses that he is Fang Yuan, was hit by a truck and reborn in a love novel. But luckily he was already prepared for it, stating that in the current turbulent times, fools that don't carry a signed statement of engagement dissolution will sit in a puddle, and throws the signed statement right in the girl's face. Fang Yuan is even defiantly upset that he won't become Xiaoyang, it seems, and declares that it wasn't the girl who dumped him, but he dumped the girl. All of this is incredibly drained of Xiao Yuner. Her face even becomes little like a girl's face. She feels nothing but shame. She has never seen a nastier man. The guards rush at Fang Yuan and want to beat him up for insulting their mistress. However, the older sister gets rid of the two guards in just one blow, and they lose consciousness. This makes Xiao Yuner even angrier, because it is as if she is being treated as a noble daughter. So she summons her beast. Her beast is an ordinary C-rank tiger serpent beast. Description of the beast: water flows down from the southern mountains and rushes to the southern seas, and there dwells the tiger serpent, whose call is like the cry of royal ducks. Whoever eats its flesh will stop sweating and get rid of hemorrhoids. The tiger snake pounces on the brother and sister. Fang Yuan wonders how crazy Xiao Yuner is for calling out a mystical beast in this argument. Once they dodged the attack, thanks to his sister, Fang Ping summoned an advanced C-rank beast, the eagle gu. The description of the beast reads, "The streams of rivers flow to the headwaters of the Pan River. There dwells a creature called eagle gu, which has the appearance of an eagle with horns. Its call is like a child's cry, and it preys on humans. The emerging eagle defeats a tiger snake in just one strike with its claw. The slum dwellers even come out to find out what all the fuss is about and watch the battle. They are surprised that even in a slum like this, they can see a mystical animal fight. It's even cooler than seeing it all on the TV screen." Xiao Yuner is upset that she lost so shamefully, admitting that she was too careless. Although both beasts were of the same rank, but Fang Ping's beast was much stronger than hers. Fang Yuan only looked at the summoned eagle and admired it, and Fang Ping was somewhat worried as the whole neighborhood came to the noise, and they even filmed the whole thing on their phone. Xiao Yuner notes that the guy was lucky to have his strong sister by his side, but next time his luck will definitely turn away from him. But the guy reveals all the cards to her and declares that he now has a mystical beast too, and that he won't just leave it at that. Xiao Yuner takes these words as a boast and doesn't believe him. He's just an ordinary guy who has no talent. She then flies away on her summoned beast and shouts one last time that there is nothing else, and let the guy think about what he did wrong in his life. Fang Yuan doesn't even realize what he has to think about. He's only interested in mystical beasts, and he doesn't need such empty-headed girls. Sister is surprised that the guy was holding himself so confidently today, but the boy is no longer what he used to be. Now he's become a real tamer. so he decides to demonstrate how strong he's become and summons Bar Snake. However, to his surprise, a small snake appears. His sister wonders what kind of a boa constrictor he has summoned and that such a one would be good for soup. The boy is surprised. Apparently, the conversation with Bai Zi has slipped his mind. So he wonders why the snake was so huge, and now the snake is so small. But then Bai Zi appears out of nowhere. She reminds the guy again that his current tamer level is D, so the snake is now at his level, and the snake's strength is now at the guy's level. The guy is surprised as Bai Zi appeared as if out of nowhere. He doesn't understand why on earth Bai Zi appeared just now. I wonder when the guy will learn to use his powers and gather his harem. Fang Ping wonders why her brother talks like he's talking to someone when no one else is there. Fang Yan is shocked by her sister's words. It turns out that no one else can see the beautiful Bai Zi. Fang Yuan confesses to his sister that he's probably just tired today, and that's why he's already seeing hallucinations. The girl is worried about Fang Yuan, but she decides to accept his explanation. In any case, Fang Ping reminds the guy not to let trivial matters influence his thinking. Fang Ping believes that even if Xiao Yuna looks down on Fang Yuan and everyone else ignores him, his sister will never give up on him and will always take care of him. Fang Yuan can't take it all on his sister, so he declares that he's not that bad. At least he has a spirit animal now. The older sister is very caring, so after stroking his brother's little snake, he also remembers that his brother now has a spirit beast. Fang Ping encourages his brother not to despair and that he will definitely become an outstanding beast tamer in the future and will be able to find a decent job. Fang Ping has a lot of things to do, so she says goodbye to her brother because she has to go on patrol. And Fang Yuan will be alone this evening, so the sister wishes for her brother to rest. When Fang Ping leaves, Bai Zi remarks that she seems like a very nice person. Fang Yuan confirms Bai Zi's words. Fang Ping is a government employee and belongs to the Beast Taming Division Security Agency in Qinghong City. This agency is usually responsible for patrolling suburban streets. After the death of her parents, Fang Ping paid all expenses from her paycheck. Bai Zi good-naturedly points out that there is an old saying, "A person should strive for self-improvement," so she admonishes the guy that as long as he collects the spirit beasts of the mountains and seas, he should also be taught to stand on his own feet by himself. Fang Yuan agrees, except that he has a kind of lustful look in his eyes. He also thinks that he should earn a good income to support his wife Bai Zi in the future. Bai Zi blushes. She doesn't understand why Fang Yuan thinks she is his wife. Besides, Bai Zi doesn't need any support from Fang Yuan. The guy accepts this answer, but he's not going to stop there, and declares that it's safe to assume that she will be his girlfriend then. Bai Zi thinks about this proposal because for some reason she thinks that being someone's girlfriend is the same as just being a female friend. Therefore, she thinks that it's not so bad and reasonable to be host Fang Yuan's girlfriend. Bai Zi finally made a decision and voiced it to Fang Yuan. From now on, Fang Yuan will be the host of Classic of Mountains and Seas, and she also appoints him as her boyfriend. Here, even Fang Yuan was surprised that he was accepted so easily, and he blushed as his joke worked. He didn't think that Bai Zi would accept his proposal, but he is happy. Fang Yuan even thinks that the possible connection of a divine beast as his girlfriend is also his blessing. Bai Zi thinks that time is a very valuable resource, so she suggests that the guy should not waste his night, but that they should train together. The guy is ecstatic. A love aura emanates from him as he is going to train with the beautiful Bai Zi. He can't wait to find out what kind of training they will have together. However, Bai Zi seems to cool his ardor as if he is not going to answer immediately and said that when the time comes, then the guy and find out. The night of the same day has come, which means it's time to find out what kind of training Bai Zi has come up with. This was clearly not what Fang Yuan had counted on. While the guy was crushed by the huge 1-ton cube that Bai Zi was sitting on, Bai Zi herself was watching something on TV. Fang Yuan couldn't take it anymore, and he was already exhausted. Bai Zi reminds him that as a beast tamer, Fang Yuan can't rely only on the help of beasts. For that, he must become strong himself. The guy is not particularly encouraged by these words. He is surprised that he was still considered a beast tamer despite this training. He's just like a beast right now, doing physical labor, and he's about to be crushed by the cube on his back. Out of his last strength, he becomes enraged and believes that he cannot suffer alone, so he decides to share the pain with his snake. However, when he summons the snake, it turns out to be asleep at the time. Fang Yuan, out of his last strength, immediately tells the snake to go and do the housework for him. Otherwise, Fang Yuan will use the snake to make snake soup. The frightened snake immediately rushes to the brush with the dustpan. How awful is the capitalist world that even spirit beasts have to do chores. Fang Yuan opened a can of soda and sat down on a large metal cube. But he didn't stop there. He began to push the snake to work harder. After all, if the snake wouldn't do it, there were plenty of spirit beasts who would. The poor snake was forced to clean Fang Yuan's house. All this bullying of the snake lifted Fang Yuan's spirits and made him feel that he was a beast tamer. Suddenly, on the TV channel's latest news, the anchor announced that Qinghong City was holding a new round of spiritual beast hunting activities. Everyone can go to the suburbs to hunt and kill the spirit beasts that have occupied human territory. The first-place winner of this hunting event will receive a sponsorship of 200,000 yuan from the official council of Qinghong City. This information immediately made Fang Yuan's eyes shine with yuan. After all, it would be free to hunt spiritual beasts and also get 200,000 yuan. The guy who is still considered poor and can't find a job is just ecstatic, because then he might not bother to find a job, so he wants to hunt monsters tomorrow. Bai Zi seems to be fine with this idea too, at least in his thoughts. After all, during this hunt, they might be able to subdue some spirit beasts with ancient bloodlines. She hopes that in this hunt, they can fill in some gaps in the classic of mountains and seas. I wonder if they will succeed, and how quickly. And that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you would like to see a sequel, please like, subscribe to the channel, and leave your wishes in the comments. You can also subscribe to Telegram to know about new videos. Bye everybody.